Morning interweb. Welcome to Gene's Creek Farm. Coffee with Gene. Yesterday was kind of a bummer. I know. Today might not be any better. Might be a little bit better. I've had this stuff on my mind and probably should keep my pie hole shut, but it's not like me. I tend to say what's on my mind whether you like it or not. So here goes. I'm going to call this one the facts, ma'am, just the facts. Anybody that's old enough and watched Dragnet, that's what Sergeant Joe Friday would say, ma'am, just the facts, nothing but the facts. Now, the world and our country is in the middle of a shitstorm now. There's no denying it. Shit has hit the fan. It might be SHTF light, escalating or not, but everybody knows stuff isn't right. Even if you're one of those leftist libtards, you know stuff ain't right. You may have different reasons that it's wrong, but you know it ain't right. The problem is, it's impossible to get any accurate information now. You got the main scum media that propagates one side slanted, and even the Supreme Court has ruled that it's allowable for the media to lie to us. Big surprise there. Politicians have done it for probably 250 years. I'm not sure I'd have believed any of the founding fathers if they stood before me now. Now, they were probably, maybe, I'm going to give them credit, were a little more nobler, but don't kid yourself. They had their own interests at the time, too. But anyway, stuff is bad enough. Why look to make it worse than it is? I see more and more accounts of things that, whether intentional for views and clicks or because they're just in a mindset where they assume the worst is going to happen. One example, gas prices are escalating. They're skyrocketing. They're not. Look at the average gas price in January of 2020 versus now. They're about the same. Actually, depending on where you're at, maybe a little lower. Stopping a pipeline did nothing now. Stopping fracking did nothing now. That's something that will show up long term. The pipeline was under construction. Gas prices dropped sharply during the pandemic because everybody was locked down. Demand dropped, prices dropped, supply and demand. Gas prices are basically no higher now than they were pre-pandemic. Now, maybe if you look at the same time, because we're into tail end of March now, they'd already started to drop some. I know they got here in South Central Kentucky down as low as maybe $1.15 briefly, and then they started slowly crawling back up. They went up as high as $2.79 here for one day, then dropped to $2.69, and the other day I went to town to the China Mart, and they were down to $2.54. So the prices are dropping or stabilized at the moment. They're not skyrocketing. Everybody's making a big deal about this cargo ship stuck in the Suez Canal. Now, maybe long term, maybe it'll affect us. The stuff that's going through the Suez Canal is not going to the U.S. for the most part. It's going to other parts of the world. Now, there is a problem with unloading ships and getting cargo containers back off of the West Coast. That is affecting us probably and will. Food is produced, your canned goods, they don't come from China. They're made in the U.S., they're canned in the U.S., they're supplied here. Now, there is some shortages of particular items. My local stores have been stocked up other than at the beginning of the pandemic and at the beginning of Snowmageddon were sparse. Now, Walmart, certain items are non-existent or in low supply. But it's specifics. I don't know the why of it. Mostly it's store brands at Walmart. But as far as skyrocketing grocery prices, they're up 3.86% by other sources that claim they're skyrocketing. Well, 3.8 is nothing because most of that is pork and beef. Chicken, boneless, skinless chicken breast, $1.99 a pound at the China Mart. It was $1.99 a pound 5 years ago. Same price. Can of corn, can of green beans, Walmart brand, great value, 50 cents a can, which is actually lower than it was 5 years ago. It was either 56 or 59 cents a can, and it dropped, I don't know, maybe 3 years ago or 2 years ago, somewhere in there, to 50 cents a can. Still the same price. Milk, same price. In fact, sometimes I've seen milk for $1 a gallon at the China Mart. So it's bad, but it ain't that bad yet. Now, not to say don't stack, don't prep, don't whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying don't make something bad even worse than it already is. I mean, shit. People are at their wits' ends now. They're locked up. But even me, I don't wear the masks. I don't give a shit about the damn Wu flu. I'm going to screw off the day I'm going to screw off, whether it's a Wu flu, lead poisoning, or a Greyhound bus. I don't care. When they start picking bodies up off the side of the road and putting them in body bags, I'll get concerned. Until then, I don't even wash my hands more than I normally did. Did the hand sanitizer shit for about a month, and I said, this is bullshit. I quit it. And I only did it then because of my wife. But screw it. Let my immune system get a workout. There was a big deal after that GameStop thing. And they were going to go after silver. Everybody's, silver's going to go through the roof. Well, it did go up to about $29 an ounce, and it's dropped back to about the same price that it was. 25 and change. I haven't looked at it in a couple of days, but it's about where it was. No more, no less. No reason for a big panic yet. It's not to say don't get prepared, but let's not make it worse than it is. It's already shitty enough. And that's my pet peeve for this morning. The facts, ma'am. Just the facts. Do a little research. Don't show me one headline from some scumbag, leftist, rightist, bullshit headline and take that as the absolute gospel. It's not either. And the next thing that's coming, I can almost promise this, couple have hinted at, Pinball Prepper and maybe somebody else, TJ Preps might have kind of touched on it, sort of roundabout. There's, I guess, 40 people in Ohio, and I think today I heard maybe it's 23 in Kentucky, that they're keeping an eye on. It was part of a missionary group that went to Guyana and the Congo Republic, or whatever the heck those places are in Africa, and there's an outbreak there. There were 14 cases there. It wasn't like there was 1,400. They're keeping an eye on them. But now, will they maybe use that as something? Absolutely, because the Wu flu is waning. People are tired of it. People don't believe in it. They're still wearing the masks, but behind the mask, they're thinking to themselves, why the hell am I doing this stupid shit? People aren't dying. Amazingly enough, almost nobody's died of the flu or pneumonia. And I'll bet if you look at statistics, car wrecks and all that stuff are down too. If you look at the numbers from 2019 and 2020, overall deaths in the United States, they're virtually identical. So they're going to have something else. Will Ebola be the next thing? I don't know. They'll come up with something, because I do think they're using this to further whatever sick and twisted agendas they've got going. But I want the facts. I don't want some tinfoil hat BS. Trump ain't jumping out of his plane with his Superman cape on coming to save us. It ain't happening. Nothing has happened. All that 17th letter of the alphabet shit is garbage. None of it's happened. Yeah, the plan failed. Well, yeah, the Earth didn't end on 12/12 of 12, and well, they came up with a reason why. And the next time it was supposed to end, well, it didn't. Well, they came up with a reason why. People love drama. I don't understand the shit. It's like if you're not in panic, if you don't have drama, you're just not living. Let's knock this shit off. Let's try to work on actually a little factual information. And that way we can actually plan accurately and not assume that the zombie pox is going to start next week. Shit's bad enough. Let's not make it worse. I'll try not to make the next one a rant. Y'all have a good day. I'm out. We'll see you next time.